watching News 2 Chicago.
It's 6 o'clock, and coming up in this next hour of News 2 Chicago Saturday morning, we'll check out some of the many events and activities going on around Chicago, while WXRT's Lynn Bramer gets into the Oscar race by offering his top 10 list of rock music about the movies. And speaking of movies, film critic Gene Siskel talks about the new political comedy based upon Bill Clinton's campaign for president. His review is coming up in this next hour. Good morning, I'm Sarah Lucero.
And I'm Steve Deshler. Welcome to News 2 Chicago Saturday morning. Not only news this morning and weather, but a look at arts, entertainment, and cultural events happening around Chicago. And one of those windy, blusty.
What happened to spring? Blusty.
Windy days around. It's going to be a better day in store for us today and again tomorrow. Windy and cold, but still some sunshine for us. A couple of flurries in Indiana. We'll talk more about warm weather to come. That's in our 5-day forecast, which is up in a few minutes.
All right, Steve, thanks. At 6:01, a developing story tops our news at this hour. An overnight plane crash in Indiana has claimed the lives of 4 suburban Chicago residents. State police say the 6-seater aircraft went down about 2 hours from Chicago in a rural area near the town of New Lebanon, Indiana. Investigators have yet to release the names of the victims, but News 2 Chicago has learned that they're all from the Aurora Downers Grove area. Federal officials will investigate the cause of that crash. Our other top story, an overnight hit and run on the south side sparks a police chase that ends with 3 people dead and a 4th person injured. This mangled mess is all that's left from the crash that happened just before 2 this morning at Ashland and 63rd Streets. Police say they were in pursuit of a gray Chevy after the driver allegedly struck and killed a pedestrian. While trying to flee from police, the suspect's car struck a blue neon, pushing it into a shoe repair shop and killing the 2 people inside. The suspect survived that crash and is listed in serious condition. A man who innocently drove into the path of another police pursuit remains hospitalized in critical condition this morning. The 2 cars collided yesterday on the inbound side of the Edens Expressway at Dempster. Police were after 3 men in a black car because they were suspected of robbing a jewelry salesman at a hotel parking lot in Glenview. One of the alleged robbers is under guard in serious condition. Police say they've recovered $100,000 in jewelry, and charges are expected against all 3 suspects sometime today. Chicago police have charged Preston Gresham with 9 counts of armed robbery in a string of Loop area thefts. Acting on a tip, officers arrested Gresham after a store clerk thought the suspect resembled a police sketch. According to police, 37-year-old Gresham confessed to the crimes. Police also say they recovered a BB gun allegedly used in those robberies. In other news, a conviction in the crime that stunned the nation. An Addison woman, Deborah Evans, and her 2 children were brutally murdered in that crime. And even more shockingly, the killers cut the woman's unborn child from her womb. Now, jurors who convicted Jacqueline Williams of that crime will meet on Monday to decide whether she should live or die. News 2 Chicago's Mike Parker has details.
The family of victim Deborah Evans praised the guilty verdicts. They had been in court throughout the trial.
It's very important for us to be here. I mean, they took our family away from us. You know, we need to be here and make sure and see it through.
One moment they witnessed came during the state's closing argument to the jury. Prosecutor Joe Kinsella. Do you know what crazed killers look like? Just look over there. They look like Jacqueline Annette Williams. She's earned the title. Williams then spoke out. So have you, she said. But Williams was silent just a few hours later when the jury foreman read the verdicts after just 2 hours of deliberations. Guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder. Guilty of 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. Prosecutors said Williams and 2 other suspects invaded Deborah Evans' Addison apartment in 1995, killed Evans and her 2 children, then cut Evans' unborn son from her womb. Prosecutors say Jacqueline Williams had planned to claim she had given birth to the child.
We lost 3 members of our family, and we're never going to get them back. How can you not expect us to be overwhelmed with excitement and grief at the same time?
These verdicts today just are the first step in bringing closure to this case, to Deborah Evans' family, and it brings this case one step closer to justice for Jacqueline Annette Williams.
Now the Williams trial jury is about to enter some territory that may prove a bit more difficult than simple guilt or innocence. Next week, the same 6 men and 6 women will decide whether Jacqueline Williams lives or dies for her crimes. In Wheaton, Mike Parker, News 2, Chicago.
There are still 2 men who face trials in the case. They are Fidel Caffey, Williams' boyfriend, and Deborah Evans' former boyfriend, Laverne Ward. Both sides in the latest arrest of Jeremiah Merriday are being asked to cool down and wait for a police investigation before drawing conclusions in the case. Merriday claims officers planted cocaine in his shoe when they arrested him on Thursday. And yesterday in court, a judge ordered Merriday released on $25,000 bond. You'll recall it was Mirday's allegation of police brutality from an arrest last fall that led to the dismissal of 2 officers last week. Now Mirday is charged with drug possession and assaulting 3 officers from an incident on Thursday night. One supporter claims Mirday has been framed. Police contend they did nothing wrong.
And what does it take in order to really bring these officers that have been wronging him to their senses?
The arrest of Mr. Merriday took place according to proper police procedures. No harm came to Mr. Merriday at any time while he was in police custody.
Police say they had no idea it was Merriday when they made that arrest. It may be months before Illinois Democrats know for sure who's on their Campaign 98 ticket. Yesterday, it was described as a unity meeting when they all posed for post-primary pictures. The Democrats still have 2 candidates for lieutenant governor, while Mary Lou Kearns and Patrick Quinn sat next to each other. A recount is pending. It could take months to decide which one is the Democratic nominee. And that has party's gubernatorial nominee, Glenn Pichard, concerned.
I need the lieutenant governor candidate to be out working on behalf of this party and representing me. And if this drags out for several months, it could very seriously hurt us. And I just don't want that to happen. I want us to expedite the process.
Meanwhile, Pichard's former Democratic rivals promised to campaign for him this fall. Time now is 6:07. Are you looking for something to do today? Well, there are quite a few events around town that should put you in a cheery mood.
A cheery mood. Get the old pen and pad ready as 2 on the Town runs down some suggestions for downtown and other parts of the city. Muscle car fans will want to motor down to McCormick Place East for the Chicago Chevy Vet Fest. Corvettes and Chevys of all years, models, and styles will be on display today and tomorrow. At the Field Museum, check out the new exhibit entitled Viewing Olmsted. 3 contemporary photographers present the legacy of Frederick Law Olmsted, the great 19th century landscape architect who designed Washington and Jackson Parks in Chicago and Central Park in New York. The exhibit runs through April 26th. Latina poet, novelist, and essayist Ann Castillo reads from her collective writings, including her latest novel, Peel My Love Like an Onion, tonight at 8 at the Museum of Contemporary Art. Admission is $15, $12 for MCA members. The Dance Center at Columbia College brings the dynamic world of European dance to the Windy City for its Eurocontempo Festival. Tonight's program, featuring innovative Belgian choreography, starts at 8 at the DePaul Merle Reskin Theater on East Balbo. Tickets range from $15 to $25. And speaking of dance, you'll enjoy the electrifying National Ballet of Spain, making its Chicago premiere tonight and tomorrow at the Auditorium Theater. Tickets range from $15 to $55. Some great theater offerings in Chicago as well. At the Goodman Theater, catch the premiere of Blues for an Alabama Sky. The drama tells the heartbreaking story of 4 close friends in Harlem and the tough times that threatened to tear them apart during the Depression. It runs through April 18th. At the Steppenwolf, it's the American premiere of The Memory of Water. The play is a comic and touching account of what happens when 3 sisters gather for their mother's funeral. And in keeping with this past week's Irish theme, catch Shay Duffin in the acclaimed one-man tour de force show, Brendan Behan, Confessions of an Irish Rebel. It's appearing at Chicago's Mercury Theater through March 29th. And it's a roaring good time for families at the Art Institute of Chicago to promote the release of Behind the Lions, a family guide to the Art Institute of Chicago. There are special kids exhibits and arts and crafts activities. Contact the Art Institute for details. And there is one other family event happening today. It has a distinctive seasonal spirit to it. The Adler Planetarium is holding a vernal equinox sunfest today, the first full day of spring. The kids will learn how to make kites and sundials, and they can create solar artwork. Then the entire family can view the sun, weather permitting, through special telescopes. The Sunfest runs from 11 to 3 at the Adler Planetarium.
We are going to see the sun today, right?
A little bit of sun.
A little bit of sun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Monday is the night movie fans have been waiting for with anxious anticipation all year long. It's the Oscars. WXRT radio DJ Lynn Bramer happens to be a movie buff, so this morning he offers his unusual top 10 list of rock songs to enhance your Academy Award experience.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lynn Bramer from 93 XRT Radio Chicago. With the Academy Awards coming on Monday, you may want to debate the merits of the best rock and roll song to win an Oscar, but there are only about 2 of them. I can think of Isaac Hayes' theme from Shaft, Bruce Springsteen, Streets of Philadelphia. We need a list we can sink our teeth into. Our top 10 list this week, rock and roll songs about the movies. Here we go. Number 10, Garland Jeffries, 35mm Dreams. Number 9, John Prine, Picture Show. Number 8, Tim Curry, I Do the Rock. Number 7, Blondie, Pretty Baby. Number 6, Dire Straits, Skate Away. Number 5, Steely Dan, Everyone's Gone to the Movies. Number 4, Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Number 3, The Eagles, James Dean. Number 2, The Kinks, Celluloid Heroes. And number 1, The Beatles, Ringo's finest moment, Act Naturally. Now, if you want a collection of the actual Oscar winners, you just have to pick up this 5-CD set from Rhino Records. Academy Award-winning songs. It has everything from the sublime to the ridiculous. From Judy Garland singing Over the Rainbow to Maureen McGovern singing The Morning After. Here's a quiz for you. 1964. The Oscar winner for Best Song was A, Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte from the movie of the same name, My Kind of Town from Robin and the Seven Hoods, or Chim Chim Cheree from Mary Poppins. Steve, Sarah, what do you think?
Mary Poppins. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Got to be Mary Poppins.
That was an easy one.
There you go.
That was too popular
He took
of
it
a
easy on
movie.
us.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a hard one. I was like, I've never heard of these songs until that very last one.
Unless, of course, we're wrong. So, all right, Lynn, what's the answer?
And the winner is Chim Chim Cheree from Mary Poppins. For News 2 Chicago Saturday morning, I'm Lynn Bramer from 93 XRT Radio Chicago.
I knew that because it was one of my favorite songs. It's one of those songs that you just sing and sing and sing, and you just can't get it out of your mind.
He gave us a break on that one.
He did. He was nice. Thank you, Lynn. The time is now 6:12, and your complete forecast is coming up, so you can plan your Saturday.
Looks okay outside today. There are some clouds around, but there will be some sunshine as well. A few flurries in northwest Indiana. All in all, a much better day than yesterday. The forecast is coming up.
Also coming up, we'll introduce you to a Chicagoan who makes wonderful works of art, even though he can barely see his creations.
And this couple's dream house has turned into a nightmare. We'll explain why in our newsreel of strange stories. Next on News 2 Chicago, Saturday morning.
You're watching News 2 Chicago. You're watching News 2 Chicago.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Lucero.
And I'm Jay Levine. Good to have you with us this holiday weekend. Topping our news at 6, crime strikes a popular tourist attraction for the second time in a week. Just days after a couple was abducted on the Riverwalk, a woman is accosted at nearby North Pier. Let's go live now to News 2 Chicago's Lauren Cohn for the latest on the investigation. What have you got, Lauren?
Jay, we can tell you it's pretty busy out here at North Pier. There have been crowds here all day. There are going to be crowds here tonight due to the warmer weather. We have a lot of tourists in town, and that can give folks a false sense of security. But we are still vulnerable out here. A 49-year-old woman was attacked inside the mall during busy shopping hours. River East Plaza at North Pier is always jammed with people, but swarms of shoppers, many tourists, didn't deter a man from grabbing a woman as she came out of the third-floor ladies' room, shoving her into the men's room, pulling off her blouse, and fondling her. Police say the suspect fled quickly out of the mall. Neighborhood resident Denise D'Alessio heard about the attack, and she brings her kids here.
I never go into a bathroom alone. I mean, I always have like my friends here. I make sure someone's along with us. I check it out before I bring them in. North Pier security guards do patrol the grounds, but that doesn't seem to make patrons feel completely safe.
I'd like to stay with friends then and definitely be more careful than I probably would have down here.
Friday's attack comes just 2 days after a couple staying at a downtown hotel were abducted at gunpoint on Chicago's Riverwalk area. Now, one suspect grabbed the woman while another suspect drove her companion to an ATM machine. Police have caught one of those criminals, but several robberies have taken place on the Riverwalk since January. That put some tourists on alert.
I think it's very worrisome. I wouldn't come here around unless I had somebody who knew where to go, and it's very, I mean, coming off the highways, it was very kind of scary coming in.
Now, I spoke to police, and in this particular case, they are looking for a suspect, but so far, no one is in custody. Reporting live from North Pier, I'm Lauren Cohn for News 2 Chicago. Jay?
Thank you, Lauren. Sarah?
Jay, a Chicago woman in critical condition tonight is one of 11 people injured in an accident involving 2 cars and a CTA bus. It happened just after midnight at 79th and Jeffrey. Police suspect that the woman, Angelica Jones, caused the accident by running a red light. They say drinking was involved.
We had a CTA bus that was struck by 2 other automobiles. It looked like major damage on the automobiles and significant damage on the bus. There were 11 people that were injured total. One of the victims that was in the automobile was ejected from the automobile.
Jones's 2-year-old son and her boyfriend are both in serious condition. The other victims were less seriously hurt.
Fire officials tonight are telling us that it was careless smoking which caused an extra alarm fire that demolished an abandoned warehouse in the Alston neighborhood overnight. The fire broke out in the 5700 block of West Roosevelt Road. Fire officials say there were homeless people inside, one of them apparently accidentally starting that fire. Nearby buildings had to be evacuated, but no one was hurt.
A new study shows that Chicago is a good place for a woman to become a police officer, but not so good for getting promoted. The study shows that nearly 1 in 5 Chicago police officers is a woman. That's better than New York, Los Angeles, and the national average. But when it comes to the top brass, only 3% of the Chicago Police Command are women.
The start of the Memorial Day weekend found Chicagoans taking advantage of the surprise sunshine and celebrating in a number of ways. First, Mayor Daley remembered America's fallen heroes this morning at a wreath-laying ceremony. That ceremony taking place at the statue of General John Alexander Logan just off Michigan Avenue. General Logan, you might be interested to learn, is credited with creating the holiday. And then there was the parade, the city's first Memorial Day parade in nearly 2 decades. Mayor Daley reinstituted what had been a Chicago tradition with marching bands and floats. The parade route stretched from Roosevelt Road to Randolph Street along Michigan Avenue.
Well, here's to 6, and, well, no parades for the Bulls, at least not yet.
Now the Pacers dashed their hopes for a sweep with a come-from-behind victory in Indianapolis. Tim, how did it happen?
Well, you were sitting there watching it with me, Jay. I think you have some ideas, too. It happened because Indiana's Reggie Miller, who had been virtually invisible throughout the first 2 games of the series with the Bulls, sprained his ankle and suddenly found his shooting eye, and then he shot down the Bulls 107-105. Michael Jordan had 30 points, but this was not one of Michael's greater games. His airness with a beautiful 360 spin move and a finger in Antonio Davis's face. Bulls up by 8 late in the first half, but Michael suffered several turnovers, and the Pacers were able to scratch back. Here, Chris Mullins strips his airness, gets the basket to tie it at 56. Miller sprained his ankle in the 3rd quarter. Looked like he was cooked for the day, but somehow he managed to come back, and he took off like a bottle rocket. He hit 8 points in 90 seconds. He got 13 of his 28 points in the 4th quarter, and he did some serious styling while he was walking around like Walter Brennan. Hee, little Luke. He managed to get the ball in the basket. The series is still 2 games to 1 with the Bulls going into Game 4 Monday afternoon.
Every loss is another nail in the coffin as you go through a series like this, and you just don't want to let it happen again. They have an opportunity now to ride this momentum on Monday and come back and give us a chance to either defend our home or else bring it home at a 3-1 level. This is going to be, I think, the best game of the series is going to be on Monday.
Well, we'll see. The Bulls can spend the Sabbath in Indianapolis stewing in their juices for, actually a couple of days. Phil says Monday's going to be the best game of the series. Jay and Sarah, let's hope so as far as the Bulls are concerned, because honestly, the Bulls have not played that well yet. They still lead 2-1.
They had played better on the road until today.
I know. Today was just a flat game. We'll have more on it coming up in sports.
Okay, Tim, thanks. We also have a lot more ahead on News 2 Chicago tonight. There are new questions about the wiring in big commercial jets. Are they safe?
Then, a widower with children is one of Chicago's newest Catholic priests. And believe it or not, teeny beanie babies are causing all this traffic in the Chicago suburbs.
You're watching News 2 Chicago.
This week on Siskel and Ebert, the beauty of black and white. I remember every detail. The Germans wore gray, you wore blue.
It's a special tribute to the style, the grace, and the excellence of black and white filmmaking.
I wanna be loved by you. The deedly 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 dum. Boop boop doo. You know you should be glad.
Hail, hail, black and white, this week on Siskel and Ebert. Next on CBS-2, Chicago.
Toro makes the only lawnmower guaranteed to start on the first or second pull for 5 years, or Toro will fix it free. So, when it's time to mow your lawn, at least you can count on one thing to cooperate. The Toro Super Recycler, now up to $130 less than last year.
Why is America on America Online?
Email's great.
It's fast, it's responsive.
I just click and I'm there.
I can't even use a copy machine and I can do it.
I love to get instant messages.
They have parental controls.
Tons of free software. It's the internet and a whole lot more.
America Online now offers more benefits than ever before. And with 56K, it's extra speed at no extra cost.
Encyclopedias, dictionaries.
Research. I sent my grandma my school picture.
There's no better way to keep in touch. America Online, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
This is Imagine TV.
Stay tuned for an Imagine TV special report. This just in, now during customer appreciation time, you can drive Mercury Grand Marquis for a price of just $22,195 MSRP. The roomy Grand Marquis has a powerful V8 rear-wheel drive and is now Chicago's #1 selling full-size car. All for the low price of just $22,195 MSRP. Hurry in during customer appreciation time. This has been an Imagine TV special report.
Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
When we built our house, we found a lot that was just perfect.
Yeah, well, it was the worst sight I'd ever seen.
We loved the view, and the sunsets are incredible.
The weather is brutal.
It had everything.
Earthquakes, tidal waves, horizontal rain.
We wanted lots of windows.
I insisted on Anderson windows.
At Anderson, we appreciate the builders who, time after time, make it look easy.
We're still in love with this house.
And I'm still recovering.
Worry-proof, time-proof. Anderson Windows.
The Chicago Tribune reports that the wiring in 1 in 4 commercial planes may be insulated with material that was banned as unsafe in military planes 20 years ago. The FAA says military planes have more rigorous standards and that there's nothing to fear. But older commercial Boeing 737s were grounded a few weeks ago, as you may remember, due to faulty insulation, and faulty wiring is suspected of causing the fatal explosion on TWA Flight 800.
Back here in the Chicago area, a big break for commuters who use the Stevenson. What had been projected as a massive 4-year reconstruction with major traffic headaches can now be completed in just 2 years. State and federal officials broke a deadlock yesterday on federal funding, and Governor Jim Edgar pledged state money to get that project started next year.
Francis Cardinal George today welcomed 12 men into the priesthood. The new priests range in age from 25 to 57, and 9 of them are from the Chicago area. One is a widower with 4 grown children. Others include a former marketing representative, a CPA, and an Air Force engineer. 3 are immigrants to the U.S., 1 each from Mexico, Nigeria, and Poland. They'll celebrate their first masses tomorrow.
You might have thought there were a lot of hungry people around, given the lines at many McDonald's today, and then you remembered that in addition to burgers the chain's known for, these were on the menu as well. Teeny Beanie Babies. The rush to grab the little toy shows no sign of letting up today. Here's how it looked this afternoon at a McDonald's in northwest suburban Palatine. Lines so long inside and out that police had to be called in to direct traffic. McDonald's owners say the response to the promotion, which started yesterday, has been phenomenal.
This was originally planned as a 5-week promotion. This is our 2nd day in it, and we will be out of them today.
This is the 2nd time around for the Beanie Baby promotion. Kirshner says nothing in the history of McDonald's has ever matched its success.
Just when you thought the craze was over.
Oh, boy.
Still ahead on News 2 Chicago, another sign that summer's coming. Chicagoans come to Navy Pier for the official opening of summer festivals and fun.
And here's a look at Chicago at the end of a beautiful day. A couple of clouds up there, but still pretty nice. Steve Deshler has the holiday weekend forecast next.
This portion of News 2 Chicago is brought to you by all-wheel drive Subaru.
Well, well, that ain't Mr. Outback.
Good night.
I heard you been saying nasty things about my Explorer.
Nah. All I said was my Outback here has better braking, quicker acceleration, and better gas mileage. But look on the bright side. You did pay a whole lot more.
That's right. I did.
Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
You know, with my job, you get some really great stuff. Tone probe, manhole hooks, pole climbers. I prefer a ladder. I'm a field technician for Ameritech. Here's my newest tool. Hi, this is Linda with Ameritech. Now we can let people know when we're coming. I'll be there in about 25 minutes. 25 minutes is great. Thought I'd have to wait all day. Nobody has to wait and wonder, you know. Keeps everybody saner. Hi, the phone company using phones to help people? There's a concept.
When you shop at Wix Furniture,
They've completely, thoroughly
taking the risk out of buying furniture.
it's their peace of mind guarantees. They guarantee.
The lowest prices in town.
The lowest.
And Wix has a 7-day risk-free policy.
That makes me very happy.
And I'm not a very easy person to please.
Come to Wix Furniture's big Memorial Day weekend store-wide sale. Huge savings in every department. Plus, put no money down with no monthly payments and no interest charges due for one long year with a Wix charge.
I'm happy.
ATA now flies to more of your favorite destinations coast to coast and beyond, like Dallas, Denver, and new non-stop service to San Juan. And with ATA's great low fares, you'll have lots of money left over to spend on really important stuff. ATA, 25 years of great destinations, low fares, and priceless memories. Call today.
News 2 Chicago's WeatherNet is made possible by Best Buy.
As if Chicagoans needed an excuse after a long winter, the three-day holiday weekend marking the unofficial start of summer brought people out in force today. Crowds flocking to Navy Pier where there was plenty to do. Everywhere you went, there was something to see or do, and the best part, nearly everything was free. Tonight also marks the return of weekend fireworks shows at Navy Pier.
Well, the rain stayed away for most of the afternoon during the day.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to happen later on for those fireworks?
We've had hundreds of calls. People are so ticked because it didn't rain today. You know, they're really
What
not
happened
buying
to the
this,
rain?
are they? At least we got some clouds. That part of the forecast held up. It did get cloudy late today, so a little cool with that wind off the lake as well. Nobody's complaining so far. Let's take a look, first of all, at the way things are. There you see the deck of clouds that's come in the last couple of hours, but still not really a bad close to a pretty good day, all things considered. We'll take a look at the almanac. The high temperature is 68 degrees. That's 5 below the average of 73. The average low for the day, 50. The record low, 37. Back in 1917. Here's the way things are now. O'Hare, 63. Midway, 67 degrees. The lakefront stands at 60. Humidity, 46%. There's a northeast breeze, 18 to 26 miles an hour. It's howling off the lake. The barometer steady the last hour. Clouds in motion the last several hours. Lots of stuff all around the area, but nothing really right on us. Just a thin deck of some overcast, and you can see storms down to our south and back toward the northwest. Could get clipped by one before the night's over, but no real big deal. All this is just going to be sort of on the periphery. Lake Zurich, 52. Wilmette, 50. Aurora, 48 degrees. 50 at Hyde Park for overnight lows tonight. On the national scene, lots of clouds from the southwest all the way toward the Ohio Valley as moisture streams from that direction. But a big cool high has just been ensconced across the Great Lakes, continuing a trend of very dry weather across portions of Michigan. If you're traveling that way over the weekend, keep in mind there's a total ban on outside burning for northern lower Michigan. Been very dry there, only 0.02 of an inch of rain all this month of May for places like Traverse City. Out toward the southwest, a great day in progress, lots of clear skies. That'll hold through tomorrow. This whole system moving very slowly toward the east-northeast. There'll be a few more clouds around tomorrow, a little better chance of some rain. Here comes a cool front from the northwest to sweep on by. It's a real mixed bag of stuff. Unsettled weather is the key word, but really nothing really major going on for the weekend. Most of the country has pretty good weather in store for the rest of the weekend, except in the Great Lakes and Pacific Northwest. Some clouds and breezy with a thunder shower tonight. Same story we had today for tomorrow, with still a chance of a storm possible, but a decent day, high temperature about 70. On your 5-day forecast, also a chance of a couple of thunder showers on Monday, 69 degrees, 74 Tuesday, 75 Wednesday, Thursday. It's 79 degrees. Unsettled, but not really totally bad, which is good news.
But just to be safe, picnics under the pavilion this year.
There you go.
Don't cancel the barbecue yet. Thanks, Steve.
Well, now here's Tim Weigel to tell us what, in addition to the Bulls, we have next in sports.
Sarah, I'll tell you, an all-time record is set in golf. David Wells misses his chance for another major league mark, and the Bulls miss a chance to put the Pacers away for the summer. Hi, Reggie. We'll go live to Indianapolis next.
Some of the bravado and gestures that have surrounded.
If you are searching for a job, the CBS Job Connection is your best source. Call 312-464-WORK or check out our website for immediate job openings.
The 98 Civic Coupe. When you want to change the rules.
I have to be smart when I shop.
Then you can't miss the Ward's Memorial Day sale.
I have to save money.
4 days to save all over the store.
I want to get there first. I want to get there early.
All furniture and appliances on sale.
I'm going to go get my dishwasher today.
Plus 0 interest and free delivery on all furniture and appliances.
So I want to make sure that I cover every bit of that store.
Shop smart on big brands.
Big list. I'm going to go through it and just shop until I fall down.
Shop smartly well. Don't forget your Wards card.
Hey, Meineke's not just mufflers, they're also your one-stop for brakes.
At Meineke, you won't pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
My best friend doesn't have a lot to say, but my best friend stands by me night and day.
More veterinarians feed Hill Science Diet to their own pets than any other brand.
He always shows me gratitude, never has an attitude. Whoa, whoa, my best friend.
So feed your pets Science Diet, the #1 choice of vets.
There's nothing better for your best friend.
My best friend.
But vets feed their pets.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again. Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named the sport utility with the highest owner loyalty. And now, with our Owner's Bonus program, select Chrysler, GM, and Ford customers can lease one for an incredible $285 a month. Or choose 1.9% financing. No wonder, year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top.
Check one out at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
We were looking for a reason why the Bulls lost to the Pacers and found out that Tim was wearing Pacers colors.
No, they're not. These are this is Michigan colors. I just liked the way it looked when I got into the closet, but it did take a bum wheel to get the Indiana Pacers to hit on all cylinders. The Bulls seemed to be on their way to a 4-game sweep, and then Reggie Miller sprained his ankle and started shooting lights out in broad daylight. Bulls seemed to be in command early. Watch Scottie Pippen with the serious elevation off the pass from Michael Jordan. Oh, man. Seemed like the Bulls were going to play just well enough to win. Michael had 30 points. This here he's doing some nice work on Derek McKee. But Michael also turned the ball over, missed some free throws, didn't look as sharp as Tuesday, and the wheels seemed to fall off for Reggie Miller. And all he did was come off that sprained ankle and go crazy. He was amazing. He had 13 of his 28 points in the second half, including 8 points in 90 seconds. Clearly the difference in the game. Reggie was shooting all over the place, just enough for the Pacers to win 107-105. The Bulls' lead in the series cut to 2-1. And the man who's going to spend the weekend in Indianapolis joins us live, Howard Sudbury, my prince.
Lucky me, huh, Tim? Hey, maybe some of the Bulls should sprain ankles if they can shoot like that. A couple of things had me scratching my head. If Reggie Miller is limping around and playing on one leg, why didn't the Bulls take the ball to him when they had it on offense and make him play defense to check the thing out? And then at the other end, they leave him open and he hits 4 straight shots. A very un-Bull-like performance. They kind of lost their poise down the stretch.
I think we had a couple mental lapses out there, you know, and it goes from myself to Scotty to everybody else out there on the basketball court. And those are the mistakes that you have to be able to eliminate. And I don't think you can say that the crowd had somewhat to do with it, but for the most part, I think, you know, we certainly didn't have the same focus. And on the road, you have to, you know, and write this up as an experience, look at the tape, and bounce back.
This shouldn't really shock us. We figured Indiana was going to get one, so this was it. The Bulls should win on Monday. In fact, Michael ended his press conference by sarcastically saying, I like our chances. And I do too on Monday, Tim.
All right, Howard, I like our chances of having you back at 10. We'll see you then. In the meantime, the Utah Jazz did what the Bulls couldn't do, and that's take game 3 of their series on the road, pretty much close out the Lakers. Game at the Forum in L.A. means Jack Nicholson courtside. Jack never met a camera he didn't like. Hi, Jack. Shaquille O'Neal did his part for the Lakers. He had 39 points and 15 rebounds, but got very little help from the rest of his teammates. On the other hand, the Utah bench was sensational, including Shandon Anderson. Utah wins 109-98, and they got a 3-0 lead. Could finish the series tomorrow in L.A. At today's seniors in Pennsylvania, Jay Sigel shot an amazing 27 on the front 9, setting a seniors record, tying the all-time tour record held by Andy North and Mike Suchek. He birdied 18, finished 10 under 62, and he leads the tournament by 2 heading into the final round. Yankees' David Wells, coming off a perfect game last Sunday, retired 38 straight batters, going for the Major League record 41. Boston's Darren Bragg with a little pop-up, and Derek Jeter loses it in the sun in Boston. It falls for a single, and what a way to have your streak broken. The Yankees still win 12-3. And finally, on the Wiener Watch to Comiskey Park and the White Sox. Apparently, watching the Sox right now is more stressful than it should be. Sox fans have to provide massages for each other to relieve that stress, and they may want to pass out free Valium at the concession stands. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Relax, relax. The Sox will get better. And that's a nice couple. Sox play tonight, and so do the Cubs. So we have lots coming up at 10. See you then. Thanks, Tim.
And we'll be right back.
Real-time closed captioning on CBS-2 Chicago is made possible by Jiffy Lube, Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana's favorite oil change, now in most Sears Auto Centers.
Watch 60 Minutes Sundays at 6 p.m. only on CBS-2 Chicago. Brought to you by Evren Securities. Our business is making money work.
With AT&T Digital PCS, you can make a local call for just one low airtime rate, anytime. Whether you're at home or at any AT&T wireless city across the country, your local airtime rate stays the same. So it's simple. One low rate, anytime. But doesn't that make life easy?
Due to popular demand, we've extended the Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event to Memorial Day and beyond, which means we've extended our incredible lease on the luxurious Nissan Maxima GXE. Just $289 a month for 39 months with an initial payment of $999. So get down to your Nissan retailer now and spend Memorial Day and beyond somewhere really exciting in that new Maxima you just leased for only $289 a month. The extended Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event at your Nissan retailer only through June 1st.
I've been waiting for this.
We all have.
Here it comes.
Southwest Airlines introduces another way to New England with new service to Manchester, New Hampshire for just $90.
And we'd like to remind you, Southwest never serves airline food.
You are now free to move about the country.
Here's to Chicago and the Chicago Gateway Green Committee, a nonprofit organization out to keep our city beautiful. This week, the committee joined in the unveiling of the McCormick Gateway. It's a sculpture park at the corner of Cermak Road and Indiana Avenue. The lot used to be bare, but it is now decorated with this 60-foot wide yellow sculpture.
Coming up tonight on News 2 Chicago at 10, a joyous day in Northern Ireland as voters overwhelmingly endorse a peace plan. We'll have reaction in Chicago. And more disturbing details about the boy accused in a fatal attack at an Oregon school. We'll have all that and more tonight at 10.
And that is our report for now. A special Siskel and Ebert on black and white movie classics is next.
Hope you enjoy a pretty nice evening out there, and we'll be back with the very latest at 10. See you then.
Story developing on the northwest side tonight. 2 people have been found dead in a burning trailer at 3801 North Milwaukee. News 2 Chicago's Sarah Lucero is live at the scene. What can you tell us, Sarah?
Well, Lester, we're at the scene of that fatal fire. It's in an equipment and storage yard of an old demolition company. Now, the bodies of those 2 homeless men were found inside the burned trailer that you see behind me, and they're still there now. Now, police have just spoken to a 3rd homeless man who made it out of this fire alive. And according to that man, the 3 of them were drinking inside when something ignited. They tried to douse it with alcohol, making things much worse. Now, police and fire investigators are still on the scene. They are waiting for the medical examiner to arrive, and of course, they're trying to figure out exactly what caused this fire. Reporting live on a 3800 block of North Milwaukee, Sarah Lucero, News 2 Chicago. Back to you.
All right, Sarah, thanks.
In this sports bar alone, over 100 fans packed in to watch the NCAA championship final. For most, it's fun. For others, the big game means big money. But don't expect anyone to admit that.
Who are you rooting for? And you got any money going on it?
Well,
we can't say that.
Yeah, money's not legal. I'm rooting for Utah. I have no money riding on it.
Those who did bet on the game would never admit it on camera, but college sports gambling is a growing problem, one that Chicago police say keeps their gambling division busy tracking down bookies. They say in the Chicago area, bettors will gamble away millions during the NCAA tournament alone.
It's a constant problem, and there's plenty of work for us to do with it, and we'll be making wire room raids. We made a big one over the weekend.
That wire room or gambling raid took place at this Melrose Park home. It's just one of over 15 busts police say they've made in the last month. This was one of the largest. Over $1 million in betting slips. Nationally, experts say up to $1 billion could be wagered on tonight's game. Much of it has yet to exchange hands.
And sometimes we make the wire room raids after the event, you know, when the bookmakers are paying off or collecting. So just because the game's tonight, the arrest might be tomorrow or Wednesday, with all the bets, you know, being recovered then.
Chicago police say they expect to make many more NCAA-related gambling busts starting late tonight and into next week. They say the most effective way to combat the problem has been by working with other agencies like the Cook County Sheriff and IRS investigators. Lester, the busiest time of year, they say, is early September to late May during basketball and football seasons.
Okay, Sarah, thank you.
News 2 Chicago's Sarah Lucero is live at Area 2 Police Headquarters with more on this story. Sarah.
Well, Linda, tonight police have very little to go on in connection with this assault. They say the only description they've been able to put together is of a black male. And tonight, while their search for suspects continues, there is an uneasy, nervous feeling among residents in the quiet section of the Roseland community where the assault occurred. It was in this neighborhood of well-kept homes and manicured lawns where police say a 13-year-old Zion Lutheran School cheerleader was sexually assaulted. It's a crime parents say they never expected.
You've always assumed a good area, nothing bad. So now I'm glad I don't have any girls, but then you're still afraid.
Police say the attack occurred around 8:30 this morning, that the 7th grader was on her way to school when she was grabbed from behind, threatened with a knife, and raped. It's just 3 blocks from the small private school she attends, where school administrators say everyone is stunned by what happened.
We're more of a family environment than anything. What happens to one of us, basically everybody feels it.
Today, letters were sent out with students alerting parents to take extra precautions when bringing children to and from school. Principal Jeffrey Howell says Zion Lutheran is a close-knit grade school, and this is the first time one of their students has become a victim of crime. Area residents involved in neighborhood crime prevention programs say they hope it's the last time.
If we can get the parents out and get them concerned and everything, hopefully this won't happen again.
Chicago public schools in the Roseland area have also sent out releases to parents of their students, informing them of the attack and urging them to take precautions with their children as well. Now, meanwhile, the young girl who was assaulted was treated and released from Roseland Community Hospital earlier today. Reporting live at Area 2 Police Headquarters, Sarah Lucero, News 2 Chicago. Linda, back to you.
Thank you, Sarah. Federal investigators are examining the remains of a bomb that exploded in a restaurant in Berwyn early today. It happened at Luciano's on West Cermak. No one was hurt in the explosion, probably because it occurred so early in the morning. News 2 Chicago's Sarah Lucero is live at the scene now with the latest. Sarah.
Well, Linda, by now business owners and residents have boarded up windows and swept away the broken glass that was shattered in that explosion. And though detectives have cleared the scene for the night, there's a heightened police presence here in Berwyn as investigators try to figure out why someone would place a bomb in the front vestibule of this popular Italian restaurant. The damage is still visible all around Luciano's restaurant, nearly 16 hours after a bomb exploded there, blowing out not only the building's front windows and awnings, but shattering glass and windows up and down West Cermak. Dave Vesley's apartment sits directly across. He says the blast jolted him out of bed.
All I heard was a loud crash, loud boom, and mostly just all this glass inside these inside windows just kind of fell out. And I looked out the window right away and just saw smoke billowing up from the restaurant.
The bomb exploded around 6:30 this morning. Berwyn police, the Cook County Bomb Squad, and ATF agents began investigating earlier today and say they may have a suspect in the incident, although no motive yet.
Somebody did see a vehicle. We don't know if that vehicle has anything to do with this at this time, and that's what we are investigating right now.
Police say the damage inside Luciano's is extensive, and tonight it's what Berwyn residents are talking about. Though no one was injured in the incident, they say it's still a tragedy too close to home.
You hear about this kind of stuff going on in, Ireland, and the Middle East and everything. You just never think it could happen right here, but it certainly did.
ATF agents say the bomb was constructed of materials more powerful than they've seen in a while and are still analyzing remains of it tonight. Now, tomorrow they'll try to continue to reconstruct the scene and gather evidence. Reporting live in Berwyn, Sarah Lucero, News 2 Chicago. Back to you, Linda. A neighborhood in mourning, dealing with grief and anger over the death of an ambitious girl apparently caught in gang crossfire. It happened at the Cadwell Park play lot in West Humboldt Park, where 13-year-old Vanessa Montilla was standing around enjoying the warm spring weather. Shots rang out, and she was hit in the neck. A bright young girl killed by a stray bullet. Tonight, residents took to the street to honor her memory and raise their voices against gang violence. No one at the march felt more grief than Jean Montilla, Vanessa's mother, who says her daughter's sudden death left her without the chance to say what's in her heart.
I never got to say goodbye to you, and Vanessa, I want you to know I love you, and goodbye.
Jean Montilla marched alongside other Humboldt Park residents who called for an end to the violence that plagues their community, and last Thursday night claimed its latest victim, a 13-year-old girl with many dreams and friends, many angered by what they say is yet another senseless death.
If it took this for them to come together to, it took this, that's just something right that's wrong and stuff, That's just something that should have been done a long time ago.
Blessing City Hall, Lord.
While some grieved in anger, others did so in prayer, gathering briefly in the park where Vanessa was shot. They say only through unity and action will their neighborhood change. Jean Montilla says she wants even those who didn't know her daughter to remember Vanessa as a symbol of hope and kindness.
She touched each and every one of these persons with her personality. She touched everyone here. She was very loved.
Vanessa Montilla's funeral will be held on Monday. Also Monday, 25-year-old reputed gang member Julio Mason will be in court. He's being held without bond. The other alleged gunman is 15-year-old Plutarco Cerda.
News 2 Chicago, Sarah Lucero joins us live now with the story. Sarah.
Well, Linda, 3 Lane Tech high school students were arrested today and charged in what police describe as an elaborate internet theft scheme. Now, let me show you what police say the 3 individuals stole. The items include cameras, video and computer equipment, and even golf clubs totaling around $10,000. Police say the teens used stolen credit card numbers to order merchandise over the internet and have it delivered to one of the suspects' homes. They got caught when police say one of the credit card companies contacted one of the true credit card holders to ask if the purchases being sent to the other address were legitimate. They were not, and police were called in to investigate. Police say that they expect to make more arrests in this case tomorrow. Reporting live at Area 5 Police Headquarters, Sarah Lucero, News 2 Chicago. Linda, back to you.
Thank you, Sarah.